Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. If you haven't been here before, my name is Leanne Marie. I am an angel and oracle card reader, an intuitive counsellor and self-discovery mentor, and I help you to align yourself with your life, or align your life with yourself and your true self, so your heart and your soul. Okay, I do readings on here, and now and again I do talks on topics, but haven't really done those for a while, so I'm gonna have to start doing those again. But yeah, so this is just a reading, a weekly reading. I sometimes do them on Sundays, sometimes Tuesdays. It depends when I'm called to do them. Basically, I just do them whenever I feel inspired to do them. So today was really random. I had actually done an exercise for myself. I do a lot of self-healing, and it kind of helps me to help other people. Basically, when I can heal myself, I can help others heal themselves. And so I was doing a personal development exercise that I kind of thought about myself, and I I asked myself what my soul needs. Okay, and one of the answers that came through was blue, right? Meaning the colour blue. And I was like, well, that's really random. And this exercise is something that we're gonna put out there. Me and my friends are gonna put out there as an exercise for other people to try soon. But it's when you ask yourself that question, you're meant to just go with whatever comes. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. Anyway, so I kept asking myself, and all these things were coming through, but the colour blue came up, and so I was inspired to surround myself with the colour blue, or sing songs with the colour blue in. And this reading is actually using all my decks that are blue. Okay, so I was drawn to use the decks that are blue. Now, blue, in terms of spirituality, the colour blue and like the energy centers in your body, so like the chakras, I don't know if anyone knows about those, look them up if not. The colour blue is associated with the throat chakra and the third eye chakra. So third eye chakra is to do with like your vision, your inner vision, and your throat chakra is to do with communication. Okay, so I feel like this one is more to do with communication, and I feel like it's to do with communication with other people, but mostly yourself. Okay, mostly your heart, mostly your soul, mostly yourself, basically. So yeah, it's tuning into yourself, asking yourself what you need. So I've already shuffled the cards because I thought I really need to get the messages really clear before I deliver them. Communication, okay, so I have to get really clear communication. Okay, so we are using today the first card. There's only one card from this pack that came out, is Magical Mermaids and Dolphins by Doreen Virtue. That's got some blue there. It's got some water, some blue in the sky. And it's also kind of playful deck. It's quite playful and light-hearted. Then we've got Moonology by Yasmin Boland. I think I used this on the last reading. And then we've got Kyle Gray, Angel Prayers, which I've used on quite a lot of readings. So they seem to want to come out on a lot of my readings. So yeah, we've used those three today. And so we're just going to start with the readings. So we have, the first one is Ready, Set, Go. Okay. This is quite a fast moving energy. Now I do feel, and this might just be my own experience, but I feel like there's a lot of growth happening with a lot of people, a lot of new things coming in for people, and it's fast-paced energy. So whether you're kind of starting a new project, or you've got something to look forward to in your life, I feel like things are really speeding up, and I'm not sure, just feeling into it, I think it is quite a positive energy. So and I feel like some people are really surprised at the fact that they can handle this. Okay, so normally if things were happening really quickly, or if things were coming up really quickly, and I've just been drawn to weddings, you know, so for instance, if someone's getting married and the date is getting really, really close, a lot of time people start to worry about it, and they start to stress about it, and they start thinking, and start to panic, and they start to think, oh, I haven't got everything in place. But this feels like, even though it's going really quick, you are able to cope. You are being able to cope. And if this hasn't happened to you yet, it's going to happen. That energy is around you. It's going to move really quickly, but you're actually going to be able to cope. So if you're worrying that you're not going to be able to cope with something, this is reassurance that you are, okay? You're going to really surprise yourself. I feel like there's been a lot of shifts and a lot of confidence built and a lot of lessons learned and a lot of people just going through a lot in their lives, which has made them kind of resilient or just able to cope with things. So this is to say, don't worry, you'll be absolutely fine. You'll really surprise yourself, okay? You're going to be able to do this. And it says here, now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. So things are, as I say, they are really speeding up, and you're going to get to what you want a lot quicker, but easier as well. Like, it's not going to be that much effort. It really isn't. I think sometimes people, quite like breathless. It's like, I don't know, some people, I don't know why I'm breathless. Maybe someone is, I don't know. Yeah, actually, like, just tuning into that, it's, like how you can get really breathless and really anxious, like anxious breathless. I don't feel like it's that. I feel like it's an excitement. I feel like it's a really exciting breathless. It's like, oh, like, I'm really excited, like, yeah, like that. It's good, but I feel to tell you to ground yourself, to like breathe and just calm down and settle into it, okay? Yes, it is exciting and you have every right to be excited, but just breathe. Breathe, because if not, you will end up hyperventilating or something. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it from that card. Don't know what that's got to do with communication, but maybe that's like just the communication that needed to come through for you people in that card. Whew. Why is that? God, someone's really breathless. Right. Then, the strangest thing happened. I don't normally work in this way, but I was guided to pick cards in sections for the next 2 packs. So the first section, I noticed when I shuffled the cards, what happened? Oh, what was it? Struggling? It was something to do with struggling, I think. Oh, yes. So when I was shuffling the cards, they were struggling to come out. Okay, and then these 3 cards came out all at once, but it was after a struggle. Okay, so what that told me was that these 3 cards are something you are struggling with. Okay, so we've got... Okay, so the first one we've got is expect powerful change. Let me show you. Expect powerful change. Okay, I'm not going to read the bottom bit. Was just about it says new moon eclipse, but I don't feel like that resonates with this message. And then we've got bring love into the situation. I think came into another reading once. I don't know if it was on here or Instagram, but and then we've got luck is on your side. Okay, now what stood out with these is that you are struggling with a change, which might go with that first card. There's a big change coming up, a big change. Like, as I said, as I mentioned before, it's like big, like a wedding or like a big event, or something big is happening in your world, okay? Or is gonna happen, okay? So if it hasn't already, it will happen, okay? And I can't tell you a time scale or anything, but it's gonna change. And I wonder whether you are struggling to see that, or you're struggling to believe that, or you're struggling with it. So if you know about the change, if it's coming up, you're struggling in that area. So you're worrying about it, you're not believing it, you are struggling with the fact that you are actually going to have this change. Like, what does that mean for me? Like, does that mean that is it going to change me? Is it going to change my life? Is it going to change my day, my routine? Is it going to make a difference to my family, my friendships, my money, whatever it is, there's some kind of worry or concern about the change, okay? So you're struggling in that area. And then the next cards, they do all go together, so I'm just going to read through them one after the other. And then bring love into the situation. So this is about tapping into what you love. It's tapping into the reasons why you decided on this change. So, okay, so this is something like you actually chose this, whether it was subconscious or not, or conscious, you know, whether it was a conscious decision or you subconsciously like brought it into your life. People in the spiritual community will understand that. And yeah, so you chose it because it's something you really want, your heart wants, okay? So it might be that if you subconsciously did it, you were doing it because you really secretly really want that in your heart, and you manifested it into your life by whatever means you did. Like maybe you did manifesting like exercises, or you have been thinking positively, or you have just been talking positively about it, or you've opened yourself up, or you've taken action in that direction to invite it in, you know, any of those. If it was conscious decision, so if you said to yourself, well, I'm going to get married and I'm, you know, booking this wedding, and you're coming up to it, it's like you chose it out of love. You chose it because it came from your heart, okay? And this is a message to say, don't worry about it. It's the right decision for you because your heart chose it. Okay, so it's like if your heart chooses anything, it's right for you. Okay, if it came from a logical place, so if it came from your mind and you thought, I'm going to get married just to make my kids happy, or I'm going to get married just to make my parents happy, and like deep down your heart isn't wanting to marry this person, right? That's different. But this is to say you chose this because your heart actually wanted it. So yeah, it's like bring love into the situation. Love is to do with the heart, and that's just the bottom line of it. There's no question about it. Like don't doubt yourself, okay? Don't doubt this change. It's going to be right because your heart chose it, okay? Wow, that's an interesting message. And then and the arrow on this card was what drew me in. So this one says luck is on your side. Again, it's to do like with the arrow here, it's like you chose that target. Like I'm seeing this moon here as like a target, right? So you're aiming towards that target. You wanted to aim towards that target, okay? And you have been lucky enough to be able to have this experience, and this is bringing through a message about being grateful, okay? So being grateful that luck is on your side, that you've been able to get what you want. You are going to be able to get what you want if you haven't got it already. You are heading towards what your heart wants. How lucky is that? Like that, and you know, it's about tuning into how lucky you are, okay? And realizing all of the things in your life that you have brought into your life because your heart wanted them. It's looking at those and what, you know, and actually looking at how good they've been, like all of the other things in your life that you have manifested, all of the other things in life that you've brought through because your heart wanted them. You've chosen them, you've taken action, you've received them. Maybe you've had children because you really wanted them and now you've got them, and it's like, wow, look at this life I've got, look at these children I've got. I wanted that and I got it. And it's like really feeling into that, like what that feels like, okay? And really being grateful for it. And this is what the message of this card is. Ooh, that's strong. Okay. Now, these ones are all about what you are hiding. So there's 3 cards here. This is about what you are hiding, because when these came out, they hid underneath my chair, right? So I was like, okay, this is about what you're hiding. So, okay, so they came out in order, right, this order. So the first one that came out was nothing is yet set in stone. right? And the message that came through from this card was that you are not believing in, what was it? It was something to do with change again, right? So these are all about change. So what was it? Okay, so it says nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. So mutable, I recently found out, means changeable, flexible, adaptable. Okay, like a little move. Oh, did the move like the waves. Okay, and it says nothing is yet set in stone, which would normally mean I am quite flexible, I am quite changeable, I am adaptable. But in this sense, it was what you are hiding. So it was like, I am hiding my beliefs that I am flexible, adaptable, changeable. Okay, so in your life, I'm going to use the example of starting a new job. Okay, not that anyone, some of you might be starting a new job and that might be your big change, but I'm going to use that example because when you start a new job, you adapt, don't you? You change. Like, you might worry about the job, and you might think, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it, or it's too much for me. But actually, as you go along and you get used to it, you adapt to it, you change, and you go with any changes that happen in your work, and you go along with it, and you're fine with that. But this message here is like, you are starting something new, whether that's a job, whether that's a relationship, whether that's something you really, really want, like something your heart really wants, again, going with the other cards, but you're not believing that you are going to be able to adapt to it, right? You're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to adapt to this, or it's either that, or you are thinking that, what was it? It was something about, I don't know if this is ever going to change. If it's going to change my life. If things are going to improve. There's that belief as well. So there's a couple of beliefs here. But it is about, it's about hiding the fact that you are adaptable. Like, don't worry, okay? So whatever happens, if you're worried about something in particular, about these changes, maybe it is to do with the wedding thing, I don't know, something about weddings keeps coming up. And you're thinking maybe, is it actually going to change my life? That's one belief. But then the people who are not, sorry, I'm not getting my words out, meaning it's really strange, it's a really blurred message. So there's some people worrying like that, but then there's some people who are thinking, oh, this might change in a negative way. Okay, so this might change my life in a negative way. But you need to remember, don't worry, okay? If it changes your life in a negative way, you can adjust, you can adapt, you can be flexible, you can think of ways to help it, okay? You can work together. If it's a relationship, you can work together to make it work, okay? Because life's not like that. Life doesn't stay the same. We all know that. We all know that relationships change, work life changes, children grow up and they change, whatever it is, life changes, and we just have to adapt, we just have to adjust, okay? And this is to say you can do that, you are capable of doing that. Right, we got there in the end. Okay, and then we've got emotions running high. So you are quite emotional about this. I feel like it's really affecting you in terms of emotional. I know for myself, I've been so emotional lately and I don't know what the hell's going on, but I've been crying at everything. It's ridiculous. And I don't know about you, but that, even like people who don't normally cry, I feel like you're getting a bit touched, or you're just in touch with your emotions more, and it's a good thing, okay? So don't hide your emotions. It's about hiding. What are we hiding, okay? And people who are worried about showing their emotions, don't hide them, okay? Because showing your emotions is brave. I just recently posted a video on I think it was my Facebook page, my Becoming Me Facebook page, and my personal page, and it was a video of Brené Brown on Netflix. So if anyone's got Netflix, you know, have a look at that. It's amazing. It's about an hour, but it's worth watching, and it's about all her vulnerability video, which is on YouTube. It's all about vulnerability and how it's courageous. Like, you can't have courage without vulnerability, okay? And it's not a weakness, and I'm sure I've brought this up in other videos, but it really isn't a weakness. So don't hide it, you know, don't hide your emotions. It actually brings you closer to people. It actually connects you to people more when you are vulnerable, when you are showing your true self and true emotions, okay? So don't hide them. Don't worry about being emotional. I've just shared with you that I've been crying lots. I don't care, because I love crying. Like, it makes me feel much better afterwards, you know. And if me sharing that I cry a lot helps people, you know, all the better, really. So, okay. And then believe in the impossible. So someone is hiding their beliefs in good things, right, with this one. So you are inviting good things into your life. They are going to come. And you need to know that they are coming, and you need to know that you are worthy of them, and you are deserving of them. Same thing, I think. And there's someone just hiding that. There's someone really hiding your worthiness of good things. And I'm sure I've brought this up before in other videos. It's like you're not believing that you are able to have these good things, or you're not believing that you are magical and you can actually bring these things into your life. Like, you are capable of doing that. So whatever it is, if you're worried about how, you know, is this new job going to be what I think it is? Yes, it is, because your heart wanted it. If you chose from your heart, it will be fine. Okay, if you chose from your head, maybe it might not be fine, but it might be a learning experience, and then you'll realise what you do want, and you'll go from your heart next time. Whatever it is, you know, you'll know whether you went from logic, from your head, or from your heart. So if you know you went from your heart, or something you're passionate about, something you've always wanted to do, and you actually go towards it, don't worry about it. It's yours. Claim it. Don't doubt it. Don't disregard it. Just know, believe it, trust it, it's yours, okay? Just claim it as yours. Right, so then we've got, it's quite a long reading today. Well, I'm not going to apologise, actually. It's obviously worth hearing for some people. Right, what was this one? Oh my god, I can't remember what this one was. Oh, promises, okay. Right, so I then thought I was finished with this deck, but this is still Moonology deck, and then I said, I kept asking for more guidance as I was shuffling the cards, and I said, for some reason the words promise me came up, right? Don't know why, just came out of nowhere. Then 2 cards flew out as soon as I said the words promise me, right? So I feel like someone needs proof, evidence, or reassurance that they're going to get what they want, okay? It's the same thing with not believing that you're going to get what you want in those cards, but this is like, I need you to promise me that this is mine. I need you to promise me that what I want is what I'm going to get, right? So this one says, and it didn't come out first, but I feel to share it with you first because it makes sense with what I just said. So prosperity lies ahead. So yes, there's your promise, there's your clarification, there's your reassurance, but you don't need it. You don't need, I feel like, to chuck that away. It's like, you don't, here it is, but you don't need it. Like, stop needing proof, stop needing evidence, just trust. Okay, trust and let go. And how weird is that? That's the same sort of colours as my picture. I don't know, I just noticed that. Yeah, it's like trust, just trust. You don't need to proof. You don't, it's making me really angry. I don't know why. It's like, yeah. And then the next card is show the world the real you. And I promise, so it's like, promise me that I can be myself, right? So whether you're wondering whether you can be yourself in a new job, whether you can be yourself with a new person, completely and utterly yourself, yes you can, okay? This is like, of course you can. And if you feel like you can't, you need to be honest with yourself. So you need to be honest with yourself and honest with other people. And I feel like you are going to be able to, because this is the right person, this is the right job, this is the right friendship, this is whatever it is you've chosen. If you've gone from your heart, you will make it work. You will be yourself. You will eventually be yourself, because you've got no other option, because this is meant for you. It's not going anywhere. All right. Wow, this is such a powerful reading. Okay, and then we've got the last two are from the Angel Prayers deck. So we've got Miracle of Forgiveness, right? We've got, it's just bog standard, forgive yourself. And whenever I get this card or hear it in readings, I'm like, oh, forgive myself. Oh, it really annoys me. But it is so important, right? So, but this is also, right, so this is also bringing through a message about forgiving other people. But if you struggle to forgive other people, look at the times when you have made mistakes, yet you have been able to forgive yourself for it. And you might need to really think about this. You might need to give it some time to like think back to times when you have forgiven yourself easily, okay? If you might have I don't know, fell out with a friend or something, and then you thought, well, I forgive myself for saying those unkind words because they were doing this to me and it hurt my feelings and it made me angry, and I had every right to be like that, you know? And so, yeah, well, I forgive myself, like, you know, so that's just an example. But this is using that example. So think of how you forgave yourself and why you forgave yourself, and then see if you can apply that to the other person, okay? So see if you can say, like, you're really angry at someone for something someone's done recently or in the past, and you've really struggled to forgive someone. This is looking at, like, oh, why did I forgive myself then, right? Why did I forgive myself? What reasons did I give to forgive myself? Maybe that might be the same for them, you know, and it may not be, but it really helps. And actually, I'm sure like a lot of people have heard that forgiveness isn't actually like saying that what they did was okay. It's not, you know, it's not saying, oh yeah, you can do that again, because, you know, it's not about that. It's about freeing yourself. It's about letting go and just put water under the bridge and just forgetting about it and starting fresh. Okay, this is all about starting fresh. It's about clearing your energy. It's about making you feel more peaceful and calm within yourself, because you've not got that burden of anger, resentment, whatever it is going on in you. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to be friends with this person anymore. It doesn't mean you have to be, you know, love them, see them all the time, speak to them all the time. It's not about that. It's about freeing yourself. Okay. Trustworthy friends. So it kind of goes with that. So there might be someone who you don't trust at the moment, and that might be because of this argument, like, and this might be specific to certain people, but you know, in general, if you are struggling to trust someone, it's mainly about the trust that you don't have within yourself. Okay, that's generally where trust issues come from. It's about something about yourself, your inner self. It's communication, communicating with yourself and really getting to know where. So ask yourself, where in my life do I not trust myself? Right? So maybe you can ask yourself that, and maybe think about what comes up for you. Tune into your heart, tune into your soul. What comes up for you when you ask that question? So where in my life am I not trusting myself? Okay, so that's plain and simple, that message. Okay, so that's the end of the reading. I really hope that made sense, resonated. If it didn't resonate, then fine. It's not going to resonate with everyone. This is a general reading, but also I feel to tell people, whoever, and I will tell this to my face-to-face clients and my personal clients, that if it doesn't resonate now, it may resonate in the future. And if you are catching this video at a different time to when it was posted, it's the right message for you at this moment. But also you know, if you're not resonating with any of this at any time and it doesn't come true, that's fine too. You know, like I said, it's not for everyone. But also, if you want to check out my social media, have a look at any posts I post. There might be a reason why you've been guided to myself. Okay. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. I hate doing all that bit. But yeah, give this video a like and comment if you resonate, and share with anyone if you feel you want to, anyone if you know someone who would like this. And if you want a personal reading, I will pop my details down below. Please contact me, and yeah, there you go. I will speak to you in the next video. See you later. Bye.